Hi everyone, this is James from Eurovision Ireland, back with the latest instalment of the Best of Eurovision, as voted for by you. Today we're going to take a look at the Netherlands, the country that most recently hosted the Eurovision Song Contest, and I think you'll agree Rotterdam did a spectacular job. So, which Dutch songs have made you go "Ik ben verliefd" and which ones have made you go "No, goodbye"? Let's take a look and see. So, let's get started. In 10th place with 221 points, it's De Troubadour from 1969. This very folky and guitar-heavy ballad was the third of the Netherlands' wins at the contest, but it shared its first place podium with songs from the United Kingdom, France and Spain, meaning it was involved in the only four-way tie in Eurovision history. De Troubadour is also notable for the fact that in the span of 1 year, the Netherlands jumped from the very bottom of the scoreboard in 1968 to joint first in 1969.
Werd het stil, het lied was uit, enkel wat modder tot besluit. Maar wie getroost werd door zijn lied, vergeet hem niet. Want hij zat zo boordevol muziek. Hij zong voor groot en klein publiek. Hij maakte blij, melancholiek, de troubadour. Oh, oh, la, 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 la.
In 9th place with 224 points, it's I See a Star from 1974. The first time the Netherlands opted to sing in English, I See a Star has proved itself to be a big fan favourite over the years, although some historians argue that some of the more zany antics on stage in Brighton, such as the barrel organ and the puppets, actually damaged the Netherlands' chance of winning that year. That being said, it still finished a very respectable third, but yeah, the Netherlands take it from Ireland, puppets and Eurovision. Not a good idea.
I see a face, a happy face. It's like the mirror of my mind. I see a star, a brand new star. It's like a twinkling in your eyes. I see a face, a happy face. It's like the
In 8th place with 232 points, it's One More Night from 2003. This song finished in 13th place in Riga, but was in fact the Netherlands' highest scoring entry for the entire 2000s decade. That probably has a lot to do with the fact though that after the introduction of the semi-finals, the Netherlands weren't seen at a Eurovision final for 8 years. That being said, it's still a really upbeat, really enjoyable track and is guaranteed to get any Eurovision party moving.
A power that can be stopped, oh no, maybe with the one you love. You never rise above, being with the one you love. Give me one more night, give me one more day. Now and forever, baby, come what may. Give me one more night, give me one more day. Let me hold you now and please stay. One more night.
In 7th place with 240 points, it's Ding a Dong from 1975.
Bing bang bong, sing sang song, ding dang dong, UK high.
Well, that's probably where they got the idea from. Ding a Dong opened the 1975 edition of the contest, and it was the first time in Eurovision history that a song performed first on the night and then went on to win the entire contest. Ding a Dong for a long time was also the Netherlands' most recent win at the Eurovision Song Contest, and they'd have to wait a staggering 44 years before they lifted their next trophy.
When you're feeling alright, everything is uptight. Try to sing a song that goes ding, ding it on. There will be no sorrow when you sing tomorrow and you walk along with your ding, ding dong. Ding a dong every hour when you pick a flower, even when your lover is gone, gone, gone. Ding a dong, listen to it, maybe it's a big hit, even when your lover is gone, gone, gone. Sing ding ding dong.
In 6th place with 253 points, it's Reda from 1993. This song was incredibly cutting edge for many reasons, not just because of its sci-fi inspired costumes or the fact that it's talking about the intersection of humanity and technology, but it was also one of the first Eurovision entries to include more modern urban sounding sounds that were coming to prominence in the 1990s, including the first ever instance of DJ scratching on a Eurovision track. Reda ultimately finished in 6th place in Mill Street, and I'm not at all surprised that it's done so well in our poll this evening, as it's really considered a Eurovision classic. In 5th place with 265 points, it's Ik hou van jou from 1984. Maribella was tipped to do very well in the contest in Luxembourg that year, and gave a very confident and very intimate performance with lots of close-up camera work, which I think goes to show that sometimes less really is more on the Eurovision stage. Now, inexplicably, she finished 13th out of 19 songs, and that shocks a lot of Eurovision fans even today. Now, why I can't account for why that happened in 1984, I am very pleased to see that she's done so well in our poll today, and I think this song's finally got some of the recognition it truly deserves.
Ik hou van jou, alleen van jou. Ik kan niet leven in een wereld zonder jou. Ik hou van jou.
In 4th place with 267 points, it's Amsterdam from 1980. Maggie McNeil appears for a second time on our list, and this ode to the Dutch capital came 5th.
A mouse lived in a windmill in old Amsterdam. A windmill with a mouse in, and he wasn't grousing. He sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam.
That's lovely, Staggy. Amsterdam was also technically the home entry that year, as although Israel had won the contest the previous year, they declined hosting it 2 years running, and so the duty was passed on to Den Haag in the Netherlands.
In Amsterdam, Amsterdam, is van alles aan de gang. Amsterdam, Amsterdam, bestaat al eeuwenlang. Amsterdam, Amsterdam, de stad waar alles kan. Amsterdam, Amsterdam, iedereen die weet ervan.
So we are moving into your top 3, and in 3rd place with 268 points, it's Arcade from 2019. The Netherlands' most recent win at the Eurovision Song Contest. This very emotional ballad has gone from strength to strength since victory in Tel Aviv, charting all over Europe, entering into the Billboard Hot 100, and also becoming a viral sensation on TikTok. One could also make the argument that since the contest was cancelled in 2020, Duncan Lawrence is the longest reigning Eurovision winner in history. Now, no offence Duncan, we love you, but we also love Eurovision, so let's hope that never happens again.
I don't need your games, game over. Give me on this roller coaster.
In 2nd place with 286 points, it's Hemanagar from 1998. The first of Celia Romblay's 3 appearances at Eurovision, twice as a singer and once as a host, Hemanagar was at the time the Netherlands' most successful placing at Eurovision since their win in 1975, coming 4th in Birmingham. This really upbeat track was also, for us language fans, the last time that we would hear the Netherlands singing Dutch for over a decade. So here we are, first place. Just who have your votes crowned as the best of Eurovision for the Netherlands? Well, I can reveal with 329 points, it's Calm After the Storm from 2014. Now, the Common Linnets came second to Conchita Wurst in Copenhagen, and I don't think there's any shame in that. What can we say about this song? It's just everything about it is really understated, but just works beautifully. You've got the country rock guitar in there, it's beautiful. Their chemistry, their voices, absolutely sublime. And that's before we even touch on the staging. I mean, the whole staging for that performance was like a Eurovision masterclass. So I'm not at all surprised that they've done so well in this poll, and congratulations to the Common Linnets. You are now entering the Eurovision Ireland Hall of Fame as the best of Eurovision for the Netherlands. Congratulations.
Maybe I can find you down this broken line. Maybe you can find me. I guess we'll know in time. The skies are black and blue. I'm thinking about you. Here in the calm after the storm, there ain't nothing new. Here in the calm after the storm.
So congratulations once again to the Common Linnets. You are now entering the Eurovision Ireland Hall of Fame as the best of Eurovision for the Netherlands. Congratulations. You can see a full breakdown of results next to me here, so you can see how the rest of the top 20 worked out. A huge thank you to everyone out there who voted, and I don't mind letting you in on a little secret. At one point during this poll, there was a 6-way tie for first place. Now you can see some of these scores were very close. That's exactly how it worked out. I'm really glad that that evened out by itself and we didn't have to work out a 6-way tie. But it just shows you your votes really do matter, so thank you for voting. And as always, let us know what you think of these results. You can get in touch via the comments below, or you can reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. We're always really excited to hear from you, and we love hearing what you think. So we might be saying Tutzien to the Netherlands, but fear not. In our next video, we'll be saying Guten Tag, Bonjour, Buongiorno, and even Bundi to your favourite entries from Switzerland. So make sure you check out our polls on EurovisionIreland.net. They're going live in the very, very near future. And make sure you vote so that we crown the right winner. As always, you can follow everything going on at Eurovision Ireland on any of our social media platforms that I'm modelling here. We love hearing from you, and we do this for you. So please do get in touch. Let us know what you think, how you like what we're doing. We do love hearing from you. Also remember to check out EurovisionIreland.net, as we'll be covering everything going on in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in France, Turkvision in Kazakhstan, and of course the Eurovision Song Contest in Italy. It's going to be quite an exciting few months. Okay, that's all for me for now. Thank you, Europe, and good night.